If you're having cash flow issues, the easiest way to solve it is by not paying your taxes. Now, this is not financial or legal advice. You're going to want to talk to an accountant, but by reading the rules, essentially what you could do is not pay your estimated payments. Now, you're going to pay a penalty, but that penalty is only going to be 3% above the federal funds short-term rate. And currently the federal fund short-term rate is about 2.5%, or it's 2.25%, I don't remember exactly, but it's pretty low. And you can see historically here, the rate has been a lot higher, but we're in a very rare scenario where interest rates are super low right now. And this is probably the best way that you can get financing. So it looks like apparently right now it would be a 6% loan, but I would suggest that you go ahead and bring up this topic to your tax advisor. I'm sure if he hasn't already suggested it to you, it'd be something of interest. And now there's also one other interesting thing that you should bring up. Ask him about tax abatements. So there's actually a potential where if you've paid your taxes and filed on time in the past, that you will be able to be eligible to just have that interest rate waived. It doesn't apply to every circumstance, but see, ask your tax guy if it could apply to your circumstance, because that'd be pretty cool to save on that. Now, I do want to say, if we go up here, do not file because you're going to run into some issues. Now, you're going to get 5% per month on the tax that you owed as a penalty, up to 25%, 50%. Yeah. You don't want to pay that penalty, okay? But the penalty is very low if you file, and then you just don't pay it, and then you could even get an abatement potentially. So this is a very useful tool to increase your cash flow. You never have to pay that money to the government, and then you got to pay eventually. But if you're able to let your money grow exponentially in your business, then it's way worth it. So just the easiest way of financing, you don't even have to do anything. You just don't pay your taxes. You just file them. So I hope that this is helpful and a very useful tool that I've used before. One other thing to mention is that you definitely want to pay your payroll taxes and your state taxes, or at least look into that, because I know that this applies federally, but different states and then payroll, Social Security, that's a whole different beast. So definitely do take that into account, as the Social Security fund does not like when you do not pay them, and there are massive penalties if you're not filing and paying that. So definitely take that into account also.